Hey guys, it's Lisette here. I get so many DMs, especially since I just colored my hair, if you haven't noticed. I added a few more highlights and a little bit more lowlights to just add a little bit more dimension so when it grows out it looks more natural, I guess. Every single time I get my hair done, I always get a ton of DMs about my blonde curls, how I keep them healthy, how they still look springy, and so I thought it would just be a really good idea to come on YouTube, make a video about it, so I can explain to you guys what I do and just my tips. The thing that's really important that I want you to realize is going blonde is a process. It doesn't happen overnight, and it's not something that you should want to happen overnight because I've been down that route and my hair was completely messed up. The slower you are with the highlights and the lightening, it's better for your hair. You want to highlight your curls. You don't want to just dip your head in like bleach and lightener and just do it all at once. You want to highlight and you want to do it gradually. Let's say you really like the color blonde that I have. This took me about 4 sessions to get this light and to get this desired look. It did not happen overnight, and before, if you have watched my channel and you know that I was trying to go blonde, I tried to do it very quickly. I got highlights like 5 sessions of highlights within a week, and my hair was just completely messed up and I had to cut a lot of damage off. I'll also have linked in the description box in the DB who colors my hair now in LA. I also have a girl that colors my hair in New York, so if you're in New York or you're in LA or you're close by, then you should check them both out. I'll have them linked in the description box. My second tip is just to minimize heat. You know, the less heat the better, because especially when you're blonde, your hair is just especially more sensitive and it's weaker. When you add heat to your hair, it might do a lot more damage than if your hair was like virgin hair. I actually just straightened my hair for a photo shoot about 3 weeks ago, and she straightened my hair so silky straight. Like, she kept going over my hair with the flat iron, and every single time she went over my hair I was like wincing and cringing inside, and I actually had to tell her, I'm like, look, I know you're really trying to get my hair straight, but if there's any way you can use a little bit less heat, that would be great, because my hair is definitely going to get damaged. And I was right. All the ends of my hair were like literally strings. It looked like this, and I had to cut my hair like about 1/2 inch all over my head. So just minimize heat. You know, if you want to straighten your hair, do it around like 2 to 3 times a year. Don't be like how I used to be and straighten your hair like once a month, because that's just too much, especially for blonde hair. It's just not going to be a good outcome. This is something that I thought never worked, but it actually is really beneficial, and it's using cold water in the shower to seal your hair after using conditioner. I feel like my hair is just shinier, more moisturized, and it just looks better when I do that. So I've been doing that in my showers, just rinsing my hair with like ice cold water, and even though it's freezing, you just kind of like dip your hair in it, and it definitely does make a difference. I also get a lot of questions on the color and how I keep it from pulling super warm. My color is a little bit on the warmer side because it's really hard to get, just especially my hair since it's been colored so much, for it to get super ashy. But the ideal blonde for me is like a super ashy, light, kind of sandy blonde color. I tell my stylist that I want my hair to be more ashy, and so you have to realize if you want your hair to be more ashy, then it's also going to get a little bit darker. At home, you can also use a purple shampoo. If you have blonde hair, I like to use a purple shampoo probably like twice a month. I don't like to use it too much because I find that it's really drying for my hair, but as soon as I use it, I can tell like instantly that my hair's been toned. I like to use the one from Clairol, I think, and it's the Shimmer Lights, and it's purple, and it works really good. So I'll have that linked in the description box too if you want to check that one out, but that's definitely a really good shampoo for blondes. I've also had one stylist that toned my hair. She actually used a toner that was for silver hair on my blonde, and just because like silver is so cool toned, it just completely took out the warmth, and my hair was like the perfect ash blonde. But it didn't last too long because toners, they actually rinse out over time. So if you want to keep it up, that's why I say get the purple shampoo. So something that I also notice with my hair is just testing out different styling products and styling methods can really be beneficial, especially if your hair is feeling extra dry or extra frizzy. You might want to start like parting your hair and applying product. You might want to use something that's a little bit more moisturizing. Like for my hair now, I use like 2 different moisturizers in my hair before I even style it, which to me has cut down frizz tremendously. So with my hair, something that I never skip doing is doing deep treatments and masks. My favorite ones are from DevaCurl right now, but there's also a few from Shea Moisture that I love. I'll also have all the products that I'm talking about like in the description box, so you can just check it out and you can look at what I'm saying, because I don't have like my products right now because I'm not home. But deep treatments once a week have saved me, like completely saved me. If you find the right deep treatment mask for your hair, it can completely transform your curls, it can completely transform your hair. It's not gonna be frizzy. Like, these products are meant to just really get in there and just moisturize and keep things just hydrated, which is a key thing for curly hair. So on the topic of products, I feel like sulfate-free shampoo and conditioners really make a difference. Now, I used to not even really care what my products had in them. I never looked at the ingredients. I'm like, why am I looking at the ingredients in my shampoo and my conditioner? Like, what's really the point? The point with that, and just the reason why it's so important, is these shampoos and these conditioners, like, sulfates are found in dish soap. So think about putting dish soap in your hair and, you know, just let that sit for a minute. You want to treat your hair with care, with respect, you know, put the best products on it, and it's really important to just go for the sulfate-free shampoo and conditioners. For my blonde hair, regular trims are very important. Like I just mentioned, I got my hair straightened for a photo shoot and I had to trim my hair. Am I gonna keep the little stragglies on the bottom? No. I'm gonna cut it because it's overall gonna make my hair look better. It's gonna make it look healthier. Now the ends have curls and there's no little straggly pieces. So I don't regret cutting it, and I definitely think that cutting your hair, you know, probably about 2 to 3 times a year, but if there's damage, I'll cut it immediately after the damage because I'm not gonna keep damage on my hair. I also feel like going blonde, it's like there's pros and there's cons to it, because I definitely feel like it's harder for my hair to grow. I just wanna mention that. Like, if you look at my videos, my hair has definitely grown. It's been like up here. Now it's kinda resting on my shoulders, but it's hard because you wanna go light, but you have to realize that the integrity of your hair is going to be compromised just a little bit, and for me that has affected hair growth to a certain extent. So just to explain the different types of highlights, what I get on my hair is different than someone with straight hair would get. So I get my hair colored curly, which is different, and what they do, like with the DevaCurl methods and all that, it's called pintura. So basically they part your hair in really small sections and they literally paint the highlights on, and they paint them a little bit thicker because with the curls it just gets lost in it, but depending on your curl type will be the thickness of the highlight. So traditional highlights, you know, with balayage they can kind of fade it on the sides, and you know, with foil highlights they kind of weave it in and out, and then they put a foil down and they just paint those strands. But with pintura they just literally paint it on, and they paint them where they want it. So they can do ones like around the face, and it's just with curly hair it just looks more natural because they see where the hair flows, and they can just paint exactly where they want the highlights to be. It's hard because I'll get my hair foiled like traditional highlights, and then my hair looks amazing straight, like it looks perfect, flawless. The highlights just blend in, but then when it's curly, my hair just looks like a blob. And then when I get my hair done like this, it looks really good curly, but then when you straighten it, sometimes the highlights look a little bit thick and it might not blend as well as foil highlights. It still blends, but it doesn't blend like as well. So you just have to realize, like, sometimes there's no happy medium. You just have to think, how are you going to be wearing your hair the most? And for me, it's curly, so that's why I decided to go for the pintura painting, because I don't really straighten my hair that much and I don't really mind how it would look straight, since I only do it like 2 times a year, maybe 3 times a year. And my last tip is just don't do too much in too little time. Don't try to just put a bunch of things into your hair in a little bit of time. Like, let me just explain that a little bit more. Don't just highlight your hair, straighten it, curl it, do braids, do tight buns, like do all of that within like a month. That's just too much in too little time. It's an adjustment when your hair is blonde. So you don't want to just do too much and then your hair is feeling and looking weaker and then eventually it breaks. I have realized that when I do too much to my hair in a short amount of time, I start to lose more hair in the shower, and that's just something I've noticed. Like, I'll be combing my hair and I realize I'm losing a lot more hair than I typically do. Maybe I need to just stop doing all the hairstyles. Maybe I need to stop straightening it so much. It's October and I think I've straightened my hair either twice or 3 times this year, which is already a lot. And my hair, like after I straightened it, was just not feeling good. It didn't look good. I lost so much hair in the shower and it was just like a wake-up call to me. It's like, look, Lisette, you need to start treating your curls a little bit better. You also want to know within yourself the limits of your specific hair type. So for me, my hair's really tough, so I knew that it could handle the highlights and the lowlights. Like, that's why I went. And to me, I don't feel like my hair looks like damaged or anything. So you have to know your own hair enough to know what it can take and how much it can take. But yeah, that's all my tips, and I hope that this answered your questions, because I'm telling you, I get so many DMs all the time. I get a lot of emails too, just about blonde curls, how to keep them healthy, and what I do. These are my tips, and this is what I live by. Of course, if you like this video, then please make sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.